Hi, I'm Alyssa, and I'm currently 1 year on estrogen, and that still really feels weird to say. It feels crazy. It's still sinking in, because, like, a year ago, just starting on my hormones, this felt so far away, and now it's here. And I feel like I've changed quite a lot since then, both physically and mentally. I feel like I'm a lot more stable. I feel like I'm in a much better place emotionally and mentally. Whereas, like, a year ago, I was all over the place and just really struggling with my dysphoria, to now where I feel a lot more at peace in myself and I feel more confident. It's really great, and I'm really happy to finally kind of be at that place. Because I honestly didn't really know what to expect when I started my transition. I kind of felt like it was going to take to the point where, like, my HRT kind of run its course, like the 3 years of changes had kind of come and gone, but it's happened a lot sooner than I would have expected, and that's amazing because obviously it means I'm a lot happier and I'm able to appreciate things a lot more now. Whereas, you know, before I kind of just dwelled on the bad and, like, the doom and gloom. Now I kind of try to, like, see the best in every moment. I try to, I try to stay positive, and I feel a lot more femme. I feel a lot more like me, um, and, like, that's what I've been, like, aiming towards. It's kind of, it's not the end of my journey. Obviously, I've still got a long way to go, but getting to, like, a way junction where I feel more like myself is great, and I can only imagine how much more like myself I'll feel in a couple of years' time, and how much happier I'll be in a couple of years' time, because this is a level of happiness I never thought I'd reach, which is very depressing, but true. And I feel like that's kind of the same for a lot of trans people before they really start their transition. But yeah, I'm here now, and I feel like I'm at a point where I pass a lot better. So people in public tend to misgender me a lot less, and I don't know if that's just because society is kind of become slowly more acceptable as I've transitioned, or if that there is actually something different. Like, I guess, like, there is, like, that, like, tinge of like anxiety of, like, I don't know if I deserve to pass right now, but most of the time I kind of just feel like really, really happy and really grateful that I am at that point, because I was so sick and getting drained of constantly being misgendered. And obviously it's going to still happen, but hopefully a lot less. And as far as my experience goes, like, the last couple of months, it's been a lot less. So it's been manageable. Obviously it still sucks when it happens, but you know, it's manageable in the sense that I don't have to put up with it as much. And, I guess, like, I went to my grandmother's birthday party last month, and, there was a lot of family there and family friends, and I felt really uncomfortable at first. Like, I didn't really know what to expect. I was very scared going, because there were a lot of people there that I hadn't really seen since before my transition, and some of them, like, since I was, like, really little. But I guess, like, that kind of helped a lot, because, like, those people kind of mistook me for my sister, and then when they were corrected, they didn't really ask any questions of like, oh, didn't you used to be a boy? I guess like they kind of just accepted it as like, oh, she must have always been a girl, or like just didn't really remember well enough or really care, and that was great. But like my grandmother and like my auntie, who, I've seen like here and there during my transition, but not as often as I'd like to. I got to spend some time with them, I got to talk to them, and like even they picked up on and noticed how much better I'm doing, and like just, how good I look. And, I'm really happy with that. And just being able to be at a point where even people like from high school don't really recognize me. Like when I've bumped into people, like that's weird. But it's a nice experience, I guess. Like, it's kind of like either they don't remember me, or they don't recognize me, or they do, but they don't want to acknowledge it to make me feel uncomfortable. So either way, like it's super cool. But yeah, I guess I guess I kind of just feel like I've been rambling, but I'm at that point where I'm happier. I'm living my best life. I feel a lot more comfortable to kind of choose like my clothes and my accessories and stuff. I feel like I'm at that point where I am just not as afraid to be me, and I've been very openly myself, and my family are starting to kind of get to that point where they're a lot better with me. Like my mum and my brother have started calling me Alyssa a lot more, whereas before, like a few months ago, they would kind of just shorten my name, and it felt like a we don't talk about this this trans girl kind of sort of situation. We don't acknowledge that. Like we accept it, but we kind of brush it under the rug. But now I feel like I'm a lot more accepted, and that's a nice feeling. Obviously, don't really have that same sort of situation with my dad, but I wasn't really expecting anything from him. He hated it when I was presenting as a gay man, so actually being, myself as a bisexual trans woman is, that's a lot worse. Well, in his eyes, obviously, it's a lot more to process, and he didn't even want to process the information prior, so it's kind of just, I don't expect anything from him. I don't expect him to ever change. It would be nice to have that support, but at the end of the day, he's not somebody that I really care to have the approval of all that much anymore, because I spent so many years of my life trying to please him, and now finally living for myself is kind of just, I'm a lot happier with myself. I'm a lot prouder of myself for being my own person. And if he can't see that, then that's his problem. But yeah, I've kind of just, I feel like I've just kind of rambled for long enough, so I'm gonna close this one out. But yeah, this is to 1 year on hormones, nearly 2 years in my transition, and hopefully many more years to come. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.